The cabin is like Little House on the Prairie, and I sleep in the loft. I have a crib quilt on the wall over there, and then that crib quilt hanging up there, which goes to a set that I have. And then straight ahead is a window, obviously. Like, I'm standing up and this is the ceiling. Like, hello, Mr. Ceiling, I can touch you. Okay, so there's my balloons by the door. They go with the crib quilt set. This is where I keep Caylee's clothes. I hate these drawers, I really do, but it's my only option at this point. There's Caylee's shoes, her Nikes and jelly sandals. There is a pink, the color kind of washed out over the years. It was new in package. I got it off of eBay. It's a vanity, nursery, vanity jar set thing. There's my blanket collection and my little musical pillow by Eden. I love it so much. And then down here by my bed, oh, there's my special little blankie. This is like a miniature version of, you know what kind of blanket I'm talking about. It has the satin trim. There is my 3 bottles I have out. 2 of them are filled. I have to fill the tiny one. The nipple is already modified. Vintage diaper. My little vintage Similac baby formula container. The other, this is my favorite. This is the teal nursery vanity thing. This was also sealed. So what happened was, the first one I saw was the pink one. And I was like, holy shit, it was exactly the one I was looking for. It's from the 80s. And I was like, oh my God. So it was only like 20 bucks. So I got it. And then the next listing down was this one. And I was like, oh my God, I need this one too. This color is amazing. So I got both of them. And then I have my so everything is vintage except the doll changing table. And obviously the plastic drawers, but everything else is vintage. I've got my Baby Fresh, my Baby Magic wipe containers, my little pins, diaper pins, my Graco baby monitor. They actually work. These plastic containers are also vintage. The sunglasses are not vintage. They all came from the Dollar Tree. And these are all my baby gowns right here. And this is Horace getting a cuddle. Purring like a little purr baby. Say hi, Horace. This is my view when I lay down on my bed. So here's a quick overview of what I just showed you. I got my blanket collection, vanity, shoes, clothes, and all my little collectibles. This corner is where I keep my CPAP. I have sleep apnea. This is my caboodle, my vintage caboodle. This is the same model and color that I had when I was like 12 years old. I found it on eBay. This is my vintage teddy bear. My mom got him for me from Walmart in like 1993 or something. And as you can see, like, you know, I mean, his neck came apart. I still sleep with him. So I'm going to hold him right now. There's my Melody. My Melody Stuffy, the Gund Stuffy. She can stand on her own 2 feet, and I cuddle with her sometimes too. Those are Caylee's cosplay outfits. I keep them in these containers. There's my CPAP. This is I'm going to try to zoom in. This is a print. She looks like Caylee. That's my Caylee. And I found this at a thrift store. There's actually one downstairs as well that I found at another thrift store. And then when I was thrifting the other day, I found this giant one. And I had to get it. I had to get it. So I had one for my bedroom as well. And then this is a little print that I printed off the internet. When I was working as a PCA, they had this picture on the person I was working with had this photo, this print on their wall, and I looked it up online and I found it and I printed it out. That looks like Caylee. This piece of furniture I got off Facebook Marketplace for $5, and in here I have my vintage tea set, Caylee's baby book, another baby book, some, vintage books that I want to keep, some folders with stuff in them. And then this is just like random stuff. This is the cat drawer. And I have a vintage rainbow mug. The vintage Sesame Street mug. I had this when I was like 5 years old at my Nana's house, and I snagged it at one point, and I've carried it with me this whole time. I drank out of this when I was little. Wipes. I have a Baby on Board. This is a vintage Baby on Board car sign, and a vintage first aid kit. That shelf, I don't know how old that shelf is. I don't think it's vintage. Most everything in my room, I'm not going to say vintage a million times. Most everything in my room is vintage. Like, you can tell what isn't vintage and what is if you're old like me. So I'm going to stop saying vintage now, and you can just figure it out. I got this unicorn off of eBay, and then I found that one at a thrift store. These are my V.C. Andrew books. My mirror. My I Love New York pin, a pink bandana that I got from the Dollar Tree. This amazing, oh my gosh. I don't know if you're even going to be able to see the beauty of this mug. This is a vintage pastel, like I said, vintage. A pastel New Jersey mug. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. I love it so much. This is the same when I was little, when I was like 10 or 11. My mother got me this Precious Moments doll. This isn't the same one. I got her off of eBay. This is Baby Ruth. And then her and my grandmother got me my first Bible was a Precious Moments Bible. And I found that at a thrift store, so I snatched it because it was like in mint condition. I got this off of eBay for $5. I almost died, okay? Perfect size. I've been wanting one of these lamps forever. And even the shade is pink. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I have These are for Caylee's hair because I lost the other ones I had, and I lucked out and found a package of pastel pony elastics. I almost died. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And they were not insanely priced. They were very cheap. This is the same ashtray. Not the same one. It's the same. My Nana had an ashtray exactly like this for all the years that she lived in our house and smoked. So when I saw this at a thrift store, I was like, hello. These are my vintage. Oh my God, I said vintage again. Okay. These are Parents magazines, Baby Talk magazines, American Baby. Jake got this for Caylee as a birthday or Christmas present. I don't remember. It's a Buffy the Vampire steak, and it has her name on it, obviously. I love it so much. It's really sharp. I could actually, like, use this if I needed to for some self-defense. And this is Brian Bloom. I have a teen magazine from like 1986 or whatever it was, and I cut this picture out of the magazine and put it in this little frame because he was like the epitome of hotness in the 80s. He still is really hot even though he's old and bald, but I don't like him as a person because he's like really anti-smoking. Like, get over yourself. Okay, those are my dolls. You can see my Ashton Drake dolly up there and my cloth baby doll. This is stuff that this is a backpack. I need to start using this. I put it back in the package. I love it so much. This is like where I put stuff that, I use every amount of space I have. Okay. Here's a better view of the dolls. This pastel block baby thing came from the Dollar Tree like years ago, and I'm glad I kept it. I just cut the lettering. They had like stuff in between each letter, but I just cut the blocks out and taped them together. Because at one point, Caylee's theme was pastel baby blocks. And I'm glad I still kept it because I just love it. I love it. There's my Barbie doll in her bed. I have no room for it, so she's on top of the window. Cat tree. One of my mobile is still in the package. Cat water. I have some stuffies in the cat condo because they don't use the cat condo. Alright. Let's move on. And then over here, I just found this at a thrift store. And I've seen that on eBay so many times. I'm like, I'm getting it. Precious Moments bunny. Music box. It still works. That's Caylee's little Precious Moments Bible and a Precious Moments praying dolly. The clown. I love her so much. An Eden stuffy. A pacifier by Evenflow. Okay. So there's the crib, the head bumper, okay, that goes with the quilt. This is obviously it's like a doll crib. I took you can see the holes. I took the poles out so it was open and like easier to put my babies in. This is an Eden doll toy. What is it called? It's called My Baby Layette Take Along Set. I got that a while ago on eBay. And this is my little Caylee. She's in a... I don't really have room for this. I'm going to eventually have to take this out because there's just no room for it. This is a Health Tech's baby sleeping. I found that at a thrift store. All right, I'm going to move Miss Caylee. That's a picture I found on eBay that reminded me of Caylee. So I printed it out, and it's just like a random found photo. Same with this. So that's what she would look like if she were human. This is what the Eden Mobile comes in. It comes in a little bag, and I keep the... Inside of here is my... Oh my God. The baby monitor hookups, the plugs. This is not full of diapers. This just has bottles and a bottle brush and just a bunch of crap in here. Here are some diaper bags. Bottle bag. This is a bottle bag, but I have, like, you know, Reborn doll emergency kit in here, which I'll go through at another time. And then here is the crib, which I do not put the babies in. I just use it to display my baby bedding. This also has been modified. Jake chopped off the legs for me, and I removed the, you know, the bars so I could bring it up here. And I have a couple of birth certificate pillows. This pillow actually goes to this blanket. It's by Dundee. My apricot doll, my rag doll, my bedtime bear is my favorite. Here's a Gerber birth certificate pillow. One of my Afghans I keep on the crib. This is my Novely plush. She looks just like my Novely, who passed away in 2021. I was amazed to find one that, I mean, it's uncanny. Jake doesn't like looking at this because it reminds him of Novely. It's uncanny. Same markings and everything, pretty much. The one Cabbage Patch Kid I kept. This pillow here goes with this crib blanket. This is the crib skirt that goes with the crib bumper, quilt, and balloons. Gerber pillowcase. And my Eden Mobile that doesn't work. I love it so much though. It's amazing. This is the cat corner. Litter box, garbage can, cat litter, pee-pee pads. I got my tripod up because I was going to do some other videos. And then over here is where I have I went through all of my vintage parenting books and I got rid of a lot of them. I recycled them. They need to be taken out of circulation anyway because they're old. And they're nothing special like the ones that I got rid of. I kept all the good ones. So there's a closer look. The only reason I have Baby Wise, that's not a vintage book. The only reason I have that is because I wanted, because you know I'm into true crime, and Shanann Watts, you know, the Watts family case where he annihilated his wife and children. People were like, you know, talking about how she followed the Baby Wise book and how it was abusive and this and that. So I wanted to like read the book for myself, and from what I've seen, there's nothing bad in it. It's just, I don't know. But I kept it so I could go back and maybe one day finish going through it. That's my little parenting book collection. And the 2 other diaper bags. A bunny, I cut his ears off because they were really long and they had this ugly pattern on them. I like him better without his ears. So that's my room. It's very tiny, but yesterday I spent, you know, all day reorganizing it and cleaning it, and I'm pretty happy with it right now. It's just very small, but it's cozy, and I'm fine with it. I've made room for everything, and I've downsized. See, it's so small, I have to put the cradle on the bed when I wanted to come over here and sit. That's my room for 2024. And Miss Caylee this is another Gerber pillowcase. The pillows I got from Walmart, they're travel pillows. And then this is let me see, this sheet I found at a thrift store. You probably can't make it out very well. But I know what set it's from. I'm pretty sure I had the clown set that it came from. I love vintage baby bedding. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. And that's a picture of, this is a print. Someone very special to me sent it to me. What happened was during an eBay search, I found this portrait. And it's like just a found portrait that someone found. And they were selling it for like $100 and something. And I'm like, oh my God, that looks like Caylee. And I posted it to one of my social medias, and I don't know, like months later, I got this package in the mail, and someone had sent me, they printed it out. They had went on eBay, and they were going to actually buy it for me, but they didn't realize how expensive it was. So they printed it out for me, and I went and got the frame, and I put it in a frame. And it was originally hanging up over there. Hello. So I have to find a new place for it. I'm probably going to put it up there. Okay. And that's my room. I'll do a once over as I'm standing up. It's very tiny. Very, very tiny. But it's cozy. And it's mine. If you're wondering, is downstairs. There's Caylee in a rocking chair, covered up by a freshly washed sleeping bag. Here's the other picture I was telling you about. And that's the video.